There is much more going on than meets the eye. The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money. With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. The name's Danny, and as you can see, we're going to be jumping into our second map here because, as you guys might know or have seen on HLTV, if not, I'll bring you the news. Windigo have forfeited their very first matchup. Their very first map, because I do believe they were still traveling to the land in Romania. So, I mean, it is a bit of a shame how the scheduling turned out here for the Bulgarians, but I'd even go far as to say, I mean, they're still a very capable team, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see if they still can make a bit of a comeback here. As we can see, DreamEaters are going to be starting off here on the city side. I guess you could say the bit of a more favored side, but even so, it's quite hard to see because Windigo, they get absolutely demolished, and their game against Red Reserve, if I do recall, it wasn't really a fair game. And well, I do wonder how will the Windigo players be feeling after the last day's matchup. So far, it's actually very good for DreamEaters. They have been able to find the initial kills. By the way things are going, Windigo, at the very least, she'll be able to plant the bomb. But even so, we're not finding a single kill so far. Windigo getting absolutely decimated here at the B site. There's Bubble and Ship still remaining, but even though the two players are still alive, they're in quite difficult positions. Bubble around the default, Ship's down there long, can't even really help him out. Even the cameraman is hoping for Windigo to get at least one kill. Oh, there's one of them. Ship is able to land a headshot, and he might just find some success on Leo, but it is very difficult to land that shot, and it will be a round here from DreamEaters. So yeah, as you can see, folks, the very first pistol round does go in favor here of Windigo. I do hope that they've got some pretty good PCs there in Romania, and actually I've been able to set up and not have any more issues in this matchup. I do hope we can continue on and see how it turns out here for the Bulgarian side. Of course, it's not the best of starts for them. It's DreamEaters that do end up winning the very first pistol round. But even so, Windigo, they will reply with a bit of a force buy of their own. Oh, I guess we'd call it a partial buy. Here you can see the Deagles being invested, 5 of them in total. And same goes for the Kevlar. A bit of a shame that we don't get to see any sort of utility being purchased. Honestly, I love it when teams tend to focus a bit more on the utility side than just only the grenades. One thing that kind of bothers me though, what patch of Counter-Strike are we playing? Are we actually playing on the new patch of CS, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting to say the least. There's some very interesting quirks with the new update, though. Oh, hello, would you look at this? Windigo have been able to push through Ivy. Now they gotta be able to plant the bomb in the outer area. Forrester is now the last remaining CT, and in fact, he's still gonna try to give it his best, and yet Windigo, they do end up losing one of their players. I think Forrester realizes the approx position, one of the Windigo players. But I mean, this is such a difficult clutch to win here for Forrester, but even so, Poison will be able to come out on top, and that will be a tied up scoreline. I must admit though, that was truly quite an interesting round. The way it turned out to be that Windigo have been able to overwhelm the A-bomb side pretty much on the back of those Eagles being purchased and that successful push from Ivy. I'm quite surprised to see myself that DreamEaters haven't able to retaliate in that situation, but even though they themselves are on the pistols, DreamEaters Forrester has been able to find the initial kill. But as you can see, folks, the rest of the guys here from Windigo slowly but surely creeping up over the A-bomb site, and yet some of these kills still going in favor here for DreamEaters. Hold up just a sec. Don't tell me it's actually going to be a round here for DreamEaters, as right now they have been able to kill 4 players from the Windigo side. And has Windigo been able to reply? Not really. It's in fact only 1 kill here for Ships. And of course, Bubble looks like he's going to try to give it his best shot at this clutch, but I mean, it's such a difficult one at that. He does find 1 more kill in Forrester. But let's be real, the man's got 17 points developed. That is not enough. And yes, looks like he's just gonna find his doom in the smoke. And apparently DreamEaters will be able to reply with their own eco victory. I wonder, what are our odds coming into this matchup? Ooh. Okay. Looks like DreamEaters are very much favored to actually end up winning train here. It's interesting though, because even though Windigo are pretty proficient on this map, I guess on the back of them losing to Red Reserve, and I think it was 69, wasn't it, yesterday? I guess a lot of bettors don't have too much faith in the Windigo side. And I honestly don't blame them. I mean, even though the scoreline was 69 the previous day, let's be real, that matchup could have very easily ended in like 16-5 or 16-4. For now, though, Forrester is still able to find a kill here. In fact, I didn't even notice that Kinky has been able to get the kill. When did that happen, though? Oh, looks like towards the B site. His push here from Windigo isn't successful at all. Right now, it's only Lonesome Poison left in this very difficult situation. He's got the scout out, but I mean, the scout isn't the best of guns in that scenario. Yeah, it's really not good here for Windigo right now. Something tells me they might have to go for maybe an eco, I'd say. That would make a lot of sense. As right now, I mean, money is just all over the place. We can see replay here. Forrester is able to find some pretty cool kills here towards coils as well. Still a pretty common angle to be checking nowadays. Whenever entering the B bomb site, you really got to be checking coil. Is it just me, or is there actually a new grenade sound? Like, I think I heard the HE explode, and I think it sounded with a bit more kick to it, or a bit more thump. Oh, Forrester, though, is definitely showing up here. Very well done by him. He's been able to strike here, getting 3 kills. I mean, he's done his part. Now the question for me is, what can Poison do here? Probably not too much, but still finds 1 more kill. And yes, that will be another round here for DreamEaters. Maybe not the most cleanest of rounds, but as we saw, Forrester, he was able to find some quick work here towards brown holes. It's probably anticipated once you have a bunch of these players lined up, as you can see here. And towards brown holes, Forrester, boom, able to line up some very easy shots here. And I think he didn't even see the second guy once he got the kill. So I actually been able to kill him from the smoke. Well, as we can see, Windigo now making a pretty good investment into this round. The rifles have been purchased, and it's probably going to be a very quick one right now. Poison has been able to find all kills. It's in fact Poison doing all the work here on the outer area. I mean, he gets 3 kills. He suddenly puts his team in a very dual position to not only plant the bomb, but probably win the round as well. Even though there's still Forrester and SpeedX still alive here, probably not for too long, as it's the remaining guys here from Windigo that got to be able to clean this one up. Maybe Forrester can actually try and save his weapon here. That would probably be the best bet for him. That's the thing. Can't even try to save it. Maybe some of the Windigo guys might be interested in trying to hunt him down, but I think they should be a bit more careful. You know, Windigo are a team that don't really have too much money coming into these upcoming rounds, so they want to try to save it up. It does make a lot of sense. But really, I mean, undeniably, the success factor in that round was obviously Poison. The fact that he was able to get out of T-Con, get those 3 kills in what, 5 seconds apart from one another. That really was one of the main reasons why Windigo was able to come out on top in that round. Otherwise, I honestly don't think they have a chance. Really, if not Poison, then that could have been it. It could have very easily been another flop there for Windigo. But if Poison is going to be able to step up, we might just be able to see a very interesting matchup. Because right there, Poison, he's got 9 kills already. He's his own teammates. I think the other guy that's the highest fragging player is only with 2 kills, or maybe even 3. That's obviously not too great here for Windigo. On the terrorist side, it's actually very good to have a player that's able to step up, maybe find some of those initial kills early on, and maybe do in general some decent damage pretty early. But the biggest problem is, I mean, if you only have one of your players firing off, what happens if you're going to switch on the CD side? I mean, that is where the other players are also going to have to step up in order to make a proper defense. Oh, there it is again. I think they did change the new nade sounds. It sounds interesting, so to speak. It's also pretty interesting is how much success Windigo has been able to find with this B push right now. A couple of the more basic smoke grenades deployed, and right now it's every single kill working out here for Windigo. Even the cameraman can't catch up. There's so many kills that's working out here for the Bulgarians, and it's all up to Kinky. Is he actually thinking about the ninja defuse here? I honestly don't blame him, but I think Bubble is kind of hoping to see the player there, but there's no one really there, and I think Kinky's about to hear the footsteps. Most importantly, he's also got a smoke grenade, and also a flash grenade, which, please stick it, Kinky. You got the flash, throw it down, he does, but it's a bit too late. If the flash would have been deployed just a second earlier, I think Bubble would have much harder time to actually try to spray down through the smoke. It is kind of a shame when we can see a bunch of these ninja defuse attempts here in Counter-Strike, and you're not always going to be able to see the professional players actually throwing down a smoke grenade or a Molotov. Oh, pardon me. Why would you have to deploy a Molotov when it's defusing the bomb? A smoke grenade, a flash grenade. Like, you can do that while it's defusing the bomb. That's actually a very neat feature that Valve has added. And even though I think it's been, for what seems to be for a very long time now in Counter-Strike, still some players not really used to it. Yeah, this is looking like a pretty standard round here for Windigo. The good thing for them is that they only end up losing 2 players, even though they were kind of running into a bit of a stack. So overall, I guess it's not too bad here for Windigo. They kind of able to plant the bomb, get some extra money in their pockets. But overall, it's still somewhat decent round here for DreamEaters. 2 kills for them. Forster might just be able to have an AK or not, as Victor is able to find him. And this is even scrolling right now. It is 4-4. This is going to be another opportunity for the DreamEaters to make an investment, which I think, yeah, they don't really have enough money to make the purchase of the sniper rifle. Unless Kinky might have felt good enough to actually try to go for the glass cannon up, but it's always a very risky investment to try and go glass cannon, especially on the CT side, because on the CT side, this is where you're much more susceptible to get naded or Molotov out of certain positions. When you don't have Kevlar, I mean, that is very difficult. Oh, Poison looks like he's gonna be able to find the initial kill here on Leo. That is a pretty good opening here on Windigo's side. I mean, for now, this is looking pretty good for Windigo. If they're just gonna have an individual like Poison who's gonna be able to find these opening frags, then why not? It might just turn out to be a somewhat successful terrorist side for them. I do wonder how much success can they find here with the Ivy push. I mean, they don't necessarily have to find kills, but if they do, that's gonna make the job here for the B players much more easier. As now they can set up for to go for an execute on the B site, then I don't think there's actually a single defender in that part of the map. I think there's Lonesome Forester, but he's in CT spawn. He has the game sense that a flank is possible, and even though the bomb still goes down, I honestly don't think DreamEaters would consider try to go for this one. The positioning, it is pretty awful. They've got 2 players in connector. One of them is now making his way up the upper area. So he might find something there, but I mean, first of all, they have to get the connector guys out of there, and that's a very good grenade being thrown down. And like I said, it's not looking too great here for DreamEaters. It looks like Forrester is still going to try to give it his best shot. He does find the kill on Blocker. So this clutch suddenly becomes very doable, but at the same time, I mean, there's very little time to work it out. I think he's actually not even going to try to run away. Forrester? This is interesting. I guess the good thing is that not only he ends up dying, but also his opponent who had an AWP in his hand. So, I mean, that's definitely something. Something he can be quite proud of. Some of the Windigo players making some fast plays here towards T-Con. That is in fact Bubble to find the initial kill on Kinky. They have a lot of speed coming into this round. Even though they are pushing with the rifles, they're finding some pretty good success. Even though the pistol's still able to find some pretty decent damage on the Windigo players. This round seems looks to be like it's gonna be going in favor of Windigo. Got outer yard control. They're gonna be able to plant the bomb without any sort of issue. And it does look like this is going to be, yeah, a pretty clean round where Windigo don't end up losing a single player. So, I mean, that is in itself a pretty small victory, but it does help up build up the money. And even though we kept on talking about Poison here, that, oh, Poison has been able to find some good impact frags. It's actually now Blocker pretty close up him in terms of the fragging department. There's only 3 kills separating the 2 players, and I would love to see if actually maybe Blocker can find his mojo here. Maybe some of the other guys gonna be able to step up as well. But for now, it has been kind of the Poison show. Now it looks like with DreamEaters is gonna be putting a bit more emphasis on this A side defense, even though I can't really say that the B side defense has been the greatest here for DreamEaters. And with them having the double off setup, for sure they can have one of the players playing on the B side, while the other one is somewhere around A, or maybe preferably towards Ivy. So that is, of course, so still pretty good positioning here for the DreamEaters players. Leo, he's not going to be playing very close towards Ivy, but he does have vision towards T-Con. He does see that player. That's Poison going down. Yeah, of course, he has no idea about the players that close, and now that's the bomb being dropped. Yet Blocker still replies. It still should be a pretty doable round for the Windigo side to actually plant the bomb at that A site. However, there's still one more player close by. We should be able to see his point of view or not. Apparently that won't be too necessary. Bubble takes him down, but there's Krat still trying to make some waves here. And well, Krat is able to spot out Bubble. Very little, so to speak, awareness there from possibility for Bubble. And right now it's all up to Ships to try to actually win this one out. I think definitely realizes the positioning of one of these guys, but Forrester, the timing could have been more impeccable. You can see that Ships has been able to sneak past through him. And right now, Ships has got a great opportunity to just plant the bomb with the B side. That is actually his only opportunity because he does have only 10 seconds remaining. So now, of course, going to be left in the clutch. Does look like Forrester still is going to have to be very careful once he sees where the bomb has been planted. Should be very cautious of the positioning of Ships because he could be pretty much anywhere on the map. And right now, Ships, oh no, he doesn't have the tension here towards ramp, but this is where Krat has been able to sneak past through. There will be another round here for DreamEaters, but for them, obviously coming into this matchup, they want to try to acquire as many rounds as possible here on the CT side. So far, with them having 5 rounds, it's definitely not bad, but it's something they can't really be boastful about. And yeah, this time around, it does look like Forrester is going to be taking a bit of a more aggressive role, I can just say, towards the B side. He's going to be trying to fight over Brownhill's control, but even he decides to play it a bit more passively. Okay. Looks like he's going to be playing this one very safe. In fact, the way he's stationed right now there towards the B side means that he's going to be your man when it comes down to retake or rotate. But for now, it's really not the B side that DreamEaters are concerned with. I'm going to try to take over this side of him towards A. This is where Windigo is able to find some serious success right now. Forcer comes in from connector. This is still not a very good scoreline here for, well, in terms of positioning here for DreamEaters. Still going to try to give it their best shot. I think Leo realizes there has to be a guy towards Electric. He might just be able to spot out one of these players, but no, he walks into the crosshairs of Poison. And there's Poison getting the second kill, and Poison getting the third kill as well. Windigo now finding some serious success here on the terrorist side. That's really the great thing for them as well, is that they have reset the economy here of DreamEaters. They have to go for a good old-fashioned eco. And the fact that Leo doesn't have the most amount of money in the world, something tells me that we're gonna have to see maybe even a double eco here for DreamEaters, which is of course a serious victory here for Windigo, as they might just be able to find some decent success here in the terrorist side of train. So right now, that nade sound, I don't know how do you guys feel about the nade sound, but it sounds very weird. It's got a lot of kick to it. I'm not gonna lie. It's very reminiscent of the 8OP shot when it is loud. I mean, once the 8OP is fired off, and with the new sound here, Counter-Strike, it is a really loud gun. But that nade though, it's even louder somehow. It might just be able to obscure like the vision. Oh, actually not the vision, but like a lot of sound cues in Counter-Strike. I'm not really sure if that is intentional for now. I think I also heard that there's a similar issue with the Molotov, that the Molotovs have become somehow louder than in the previous version of Counter-Strike. It's also an interesting change, I guess you could say. Yeah, the round seems to be secured here for Windigo. Again, they haven't lost a single player, which is actually very nice. But as this first half is coming to a close, I mean, money is definitely not an issue here for the Bulgarian side. If anything, they've got plenty of money. But, okay, it does appear like DreamEaters will actually consider try to go for the investment here. Some of their players, Speedak in particular, hasn't been able to find a lot of success here. He's got 0 kills, the man. Well, I guess he's got 1 assist, so that's something. But, I mean, we can see that some of the DreamEaters players have been really struggling so far. It is, though, still a possibility. Oh, look at this. Krat has actually pushed up relatively aggressively. Found some very good timing, as there's not a single player close by him other than the individuals down in T-Con. So if Krat continues on pushing forward, he still has to be very careful, because some of those guys playing so far back, they might just be able to spot him out. But there's Krat slowly but surely moving forward. And, oh, even though Blocker still kind of looks towards Krat, there's really nothing you can do. Victor, though, will be able to come out on top, and Victor, in fact, finding a second kill here. This is still a very doable round for the Windigo side. All they have to do is, yes, recover the bomb, and once it's in their positions, they can really go whatever they wish here. Victor, though, is actually going to be able to find a 3rd kill into the round. Okay. Gotta be a bit more cautious about that one. Speedak, though, finds his 1st kill into the game, but it's still now all up to his buddy Forrester here, who's, I mean, he's not in a very good spot right now. The Windigo players definitely realize that he's in Pop Dog, but it looks like Forrester gonna try to wrap around, try to go from another part of the map. That is very understandable from his POV. Though, as the bomb does go down, I wonder if Forrester's gonna try to give it a shot. But the way he's moving towards that A side, it definitely seems to be the case. He wants to try to contest this bomb site, but I mean, I'm not sure which player's up in the heaven. Oh, and it's in fact Bubble, so that's gonna make things very difficult. Or the fact that Victor has got his crosshairs lined up towards connector. 4 kills for Victor in the round, and it's in fact now DreamEaters still trying to go for the force spray here. But as we have alluded to it earlier, like the money situation here for DreamEaters is absolutely horrendous. They don't really have a lot to work with here, but they're still gonna try to give their best shot. I do respect that. So, it appears that Windigo gonna keep it simple. We already have an individual like Poison just out here in the outer yard area. He's just ready and waiting to find some kills here. There's in fact still gonna be Victor to come out on top, but as I do say it, some of the DreamEaters players still able to find some success here towards top dog. Kinky will finally go down, but looks like the damage has been dealt. Forrester comes in, and this is probably not the most cleanest of rounds here for Windigo, but as we can see, they're still in a very optimal position to come out on top in this round. There's Bubble and Poison up against Krad, and it is pretty sad that Krad, he's only got a scout to work with, so definitely not a lot. He does get the tagging on Poison, but I mean, he's gonna have to be very quick and very careful with the shots he wants to take. Though he actually lands a shot on Poison, this suddenly becomes pretty doable right now for Krad. He gets the tag in it, but no kills. So, I mean, that's a valiant effort there from Krad, but it's like Bubble is able to come out on top. 10-5 right now is the scoreline. I think, yeah, I think if you're Windigo, you're probably gonna be very, or at the very least, somewhat happy about this result. I mean, we saw DreamEaters finding some early success in the matchup. It was a 4-1 scoreline at one point, and then from that point onward, Windigo has been able to win pretty much every single round. So the Bulgarians can definitely be quite happy about their performance. It does look like, even though DreamEaters are gonna be starting at that terrorist side, I do wonder what are they gonna try to purchase here. Oh, okay. I do wonder how come Poison realized the player was there. Did they actually hear him picking up the gun? Could that actually be the case, I wonder? Well, let's see. Some of the guys here from DreamEaters will, or in fact one guy, that's going to be Kinky, to opt to go for the utility. I do like the fact that he invests to try to go for the HE grenade than the Molotov. It's been pretty common right now for C2s to have a smoke grenade and a fuse kit. Ooh, Bubble, I'm not really sure he should have tried to go up the ladder that early. Definitely should have been a bit more patient in that scenario. At least that's what I'd say. There's a pretty big mistake made here. This could actually give an opening here for DreamEaters. They got a chance to maybe, just maybe, get themselves a round win here. As of right now, there's still 2 players here from Windigo holding down things on B side. As Poison, I think he's going to be able to see a couple of players coming in here. Or at least a bit quicker than his buddy towards the coil. Ah, there you go. That's the first smoke grenade going down, and DreamEaters, they can now definitely make the push happen as they have all the players coming out from lower. Right now, they're finding all the kills necessary to actually enter the bomb site, but oddly enough, the bomb carrier has pushed up way too aggressively there. And even though Victor is able to get that 1 kill, I mean, this is a very difficult situation for Victor to be in, and as we can see, DreamEaters will be able to come out on top here in the very first round here of the second half. And with the best round being acquired in our little new meta of Counter-Strike, it is pretty obvious that Windigo are just going to have to go for the good old-fashioned eco. Don't really have too much money to work with, and it just pretty much goes to show. Right, what's going on here from the Windigo side? They actually do decide to go for the force bar, oddly enough. Not really sure if that's the correct play to make here for Windigo, but I mean, the great thing for them is they got so much money to work with, so going for the investment like this isn't that bad of an idea. Oh, does look like Leo is still able to find the very first kill into Poison. The rest of the Windigo players can try to hold things down on A side. At least Blocker's able to find some success with the MP9. But I mean, even trying to go for such a long-range engagement, it is very difficult to come out on top. But for now, you can still say that Windigo have got a slim chance into this round if some of their other players will be able to step up. But in all honesty, this should be a DreamEaters round. Should. But in our beautiful game of Counter-Strike, who knows who's going to be able to win this one? Oh, Ships though. He's actually been able to find some very good timing. Has been able to push through alongside his buddy Bubble. And Forrester's just ready and waiting, and yet he doesn't win the fight. It's Ships to come out on top. It's actually a very crucial kill to acquire for Ships. Right now, DreamEaters, the great thing is about, for them at least, that they are sticking together. So that is, of course, a very good thing here for the DreamEaters side. But in all honesty, Still gonna have to face 3 CTs here. Victor's still able to get the trade. And if these trades still gonna be going in an even scenario, Windigo should be able to find some serious success here. However, as they are making their way from the upper and lower area, really no need to be seeing a replay here. There's very little time to work it. It's only Lonesome Ships left in this scenario. If he finds the kill quick enough, he might just be able to win the round. But even though he does end up finding it, this is such a difficult clutch to win against Leo. But it does look like Ships might just be able to get the better timing here in Leo. And as Ships peeks around the train car, still doesn't see the player. This is a very awkward round for both teams, and Ships should be able to see the player. Finally does so, and it does look like he has enough time to defuse the bomb as well. So it will be a victory here for the Windigo guys, as that force buy turns out to be a very successful one here for Windigo. Maybe we can actually see the replay in which I think that was Ships with the CZ, where actually ends up moving towards T-spawn. Anticipates the player to be holding down towards the garbage area, and yet Ships still ends up winning the fight. I mean, that was just some very odd stuff. It does look like DreamEaters will just consider to try to go for, yeah, an eco here. It does make sense here for the DreamEaters side, as pretty much every single player has got above 2,000 bucks. So if they end up saving some of the some of the money here, they're gonna be able to have a somewhat good investment on that 19th round. But here though, at least Windigo's blocker is trying to get some easy kills here with the MP9, but it's still a bit of a long range engagement, so maybe he can't find much. Oh, there's the first one, and the second one there for Victor. Well, this seems to be looking pretty good here for Windigo. Especially if I were to take a look at, again, like the previous matchup where they did play against Red Reserve. Obviously, Windigo didn't look as good here, but at the same time, I mean, they are going up against a team that's arguably of a lesser caliber, so I guess we shouldn't be giving too much praise here for Windigo, but even being down here one map, they are able to find some serious success here. It's still a trade there towards Pop Duck, so it's not bad for either team, but in all honesty, we can see that Windigo probably going to be able to come out on top in this round as well, though I'm not sure about... Oh, it's actually... Oh, my bad. Somehow looking on the minimap, I thought that Forrester has been able to push through T-Con onto the blue train, but apparently that's really not the case. Still, DreamEaters actually, after this very early firefights, now they've slowed down to complete and utter crawl. Not sure if Blocker is able to hear the player, but as you can see, you know, Forrester is trying to bait out some sort of reaction there from Blocker, as they did end up making a lot of noise while it's running, then ends up shifting to back away, trying to fool the CTs that there might be some players towards brown holes. And in fact, I mean, it is the fact of the matter. There still has to be someone from Windigo holding down towards the B site, as you might never know where the push might be, but I mean, Blocker, he finds some great timing, is able to clear out brown holes, and now they know the jig is up. DreamEaters is gonna have to make this push happen on the A site, and Ships are just ready and waiting with the AUG. And still pretty good kill here for Speedak. He might just be able to cross here. Victor now left in 1-on-2. He's going to be right behind the electric box. Looks like they're still going to try to go for the insta-bomb planet. There's very little time to work it here. Victor runs out of bullets. And right now, Dreamers, they got themselves a chance of a lifetime to actually win this round. Victor now moving around, and still Forrester down towards Old Train. And it does look like DreamEaters will be able to come out on top in this round. Some pretty good stuff from them. But at the same time, it is pretty weird. I mean, Windigo are able to read that one to perfection at the very end. They realize that, okay, brown halls are empty. The other positions where they're probably going to come out from is got to be Ivy and T-Con. They have all the players just ready and waiting for the push to take place, and yet Windigo kind of flop it. I mean, that is a shame. That's a pretty big shame. It is interesting though. Even though DreamEaters Speed XL has got had some decent amount of money, opts to go for the Mac 10. I guess he's making a choice here that probably Windigo on Nico, but I mean with that scout now being spotted out towards Ivy, they're probably gonna realize that it is probably a force buy here from the Bulgarians. Should be very careful about that. Of course, Windigo, you can't really see they're fighting for a lot of map control, if any, really. Actually, so far it's just been Windigo holding down things towards a site. Blocker is the only one left to guard Ivy. It's a very difficult position to be holding off if you're a CD player, if not one of the most difficult ones on the entire map. As the problem is, I mean, if you are holding towards Ivy, you really don't have any sort of, not necessarily backup, but a way to hide. And, well, at least Blocker is able to move around the wall. He's not going to be in the open position just yet, but as his position has been compromised, still Blocker is able to find some kills here. At least one of them will go through. But still, DreamEaters can continue on making the push possible. There's Forrester with a kill of his own. And, in fact, Forrester with 2, Leo is going to be able to chim in. And it does look like it will be another round here for DreamEaters. Quite a successful one here, I must admit. The east side might just be able to find some groove here, but Poison. The scout misses though. He does miss his shot, and that is pretty much rip. I'd say end up missing the shot, but a scout or an AWP, in fact, you can't really come back from that scenario, unless your opponent who's trying to kill you somehow ends up whiffing every single shot. Then yeah, you definitely got a chance. Oh, the ships have... Is that the new logo icon you get? Oh, metal. There you go. That's the word. Not sure what's wrong with my brain. But I think that's the new medal you get once, if you've actually owned Counter-Strike before this new update, so... I think everyone got it, right? I haven't really been able to boot up Counter-Strike so far, so I can't really tell. I will have to give that Battle Royale game mode a chance. Even though it looks like the community is kind of split on that regard, the new Battle Royale update. Since I haven't played it, I can't really tell myself if it's actually a good addition to the game or not. Definitely will be interesting to try out. Here though, Windigo looks like Ships tries to give it his best shot at trying to find some sort of initial kill here towards Ivy. But I guess the problem is that even though he does have a lot of his teammates backing him up here, they didn't really come on through. And hold on just a sec, Windigo somehow gonna be able to come out on top with only pistols. Blocker is able to retrieve the AUG, but I mean, it looks like the madness. Yes, it finally ends. That just looked way too scary there for DreamEaters. They almost lost the round to a full-on eco, pretty much. At the very least, they are able to make it work in the end. But I mean, that was way too close for comfort. How about we actually take a look at some of the odds for this matchup? Oh, this is interesting. Those are some very skewed odds, I'd say, for DreamEaters here. I mean, 10 odds for the likes of DreamEaters. I mean, it's really not that big of a difference between the two teams. So I'm actually very surprised to see that the odds are looking the way they are right now. It's quite interesting. Forrester trying to give his best shot, jumping around. Oh, ends up peeking right into the crosshairs of Bubble. He was just ready and waiting at that point. There was really he could have done here, but it does look like Krat is able to find something here, a kill here, and Leo as well will be able to get a kill of his own. So I guess this round isn't looking too bad here for DreamEaters as they might have anticipated. As right now the guys here from Windigo pretty split up in this case. They are still gonna have to keep one of their players on the B side. In fact, it seems a bit like they want to play a bit of a more retake towards the A side, but Poison does end up changing his position. He is going to be looking towards Ivy here. And if he ends up dropping, this is a pretty big mistake. But he ends up getting the kill on Kinky. So, with that aggression, he's been able to come out on top. It's still a very interesting scenario here, as we can see that the Windigo players, they are still holding firmly towards the A side. In fact, I do believe, yeah, that is Bubble has been able to push up all the way through T-spawn, and now he's going to be able to spot out the guy in T-con. Krad is very low in HP. That is an easy kill, but right now Speedek and Leo have to plant the bomb. There's 10 seconds on the clock, and Speedek has been able to find out somehow. Ships, I'm not sure why he decides to run and gun with the AUG, but I guess that's a possibility. And well, there's Ships getting one more kill here, and it is the 13th round here for Windigo. I'm almost certain if Ships decides to use the AUG, I mean, as it's intended, to actually just try to stand in one position, press down mouse 2, and just rain havoc with mouse 1. He should have been able to stop the bomb planter. I'm not sure why he decides to go for a good old run and gun. That's the thing, Counter-Strike. It's not that type of game where you can actually very easily run and gun. Last year with the SMG, so that is a whole nother story. Well, looks like Ships is going to be looking towards brown holes. We really haven't been able to see this from the Windigo guys. They've been very passive here towards the brown holes area. Though, still a pretty early trade here, but as you can see, the damage exchange has been working out for Windigo so far. As I mean, DreamEaters, some of these guys are very low in HP. I mean, and that will make things a bit more difficult here for the DreamEaters side to actually even try to enter the bomb set. And look at this, look at how aggressively Ships has been able to push through. Is he actually gonna decide to jump down? Yeah, probably not. Probably should consider playing this one pretty safe. Poison though, he is in a position where he can spot a couple guys and even the bomb there, so that is some great positioning from Poison. It's a very slim pixel that he's able to spot out the player, but that is still enough to get the kill, or at least try to land a wallbang on him. It does look like Ships has been spotted, and he's gonna go down here from Kinky. Still a couple of these guys from DreamEaters remaining, but as you can see, the HP, it's simply not good enough. But as Kinky recovers the sniper rifle, I guess it's not too bad. Even if you are on, what is it, 12 points of health? I think it is 12. They're still in a very good position to find some kills unless Poison is able to take you down. Now it's all up to Kinky here to try to do what he can. He will be able to succeed here against Poison, but it's still going to be a very difficult clutch as Kinky, you know, he's got the sniper rifle out. He is able to spot out the player, but Blocker, he does have the AK. It does look like Kinky tries to line up the no-scope, but it looks like he won't be able to succeed. He's in a very difficult spot to win that clutch, and it will be Blocker to come out on top. 14-9 right now, as I do wonder, how's the money situation looking for DreamEaters? I think it's looking pretty dire, as they don't really have too much to work with here. Even though the bomb plant does come in, which does net them a bit more extra money, it's obviously not a lot. There's definitely not too much money here. Oh yes, Poison. Very slim angle there, but still able to line up the shot. It does look like the pause has been taken, so I wonder which team has decided to go for this pause. Maybe the guys here from the DreamEaters, I suppose. I mean, they're the ones on the back foot, and I will say this, they still got themselves a somewhat decent chance to try to give it a shot here in our very first map. I do wonder if the odds are still up. You can actually take a look how those are looking. Oh, looks like it's just the winner here for this matchup. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. Windigo pretty much on the brink of actually winning this map. As you can see, they have a very good weaponry coming into this round. Something DreamEaters can't really be bragging about. You got some of the upgraded pistols out. Kevlar for some of the guys, but definitely not for all. Blocker though, he's got the MP9 out, and even in such range is going to be able to overwhelm Kinky. But maybe in this round, maybe would have loved to see DreamEaters to try to go for one of those balls to the walls try of approaches where they just group up and just try to hit one of the bomb sites together. Probably the B side. I mean, the great thing about the B side here in the trade is that more often than not, you're gonna be able to come out on top. Leo, though, missing some crucial shots with the Tech 9, but I think it's still the last bullet connects there on the blocker's head because he is very low in HP. Speedak comes in. That's a very fast headshot. Krat as well. So it's not the most easiest of rounds here for Windigo, but it does look like they gotta be able to come out on top. I mean, blocker is gonna be able to see Leo just pushing with the smoke. It is an easy kill for him. 15 rounds here for Windigo. The way this matchup is going, or at the very least our second map, I wouldn't be too surprised to see that our third map will be upon us. For those who are tuning in just now, you can see the DreamEaters have been able to win the first map, but it was on the back of a default win for them, as Windigo have been able to play the first map because I think they only recently arrived to Romania for their LAN event, so and because of their travel schedule, they haven't been able to play the very first matchup, but it's still very intriguing to see how this one's going to turn out here for Windigo. It is looking pretty good for them. There's Bubble with the first one. Still 4 more players to go here for for Windigo. And then I'm trying to win this map here. Oh, it doesn't look like they're just actually poisoned finding a kill on Kinky. I mean, things aren't looking that great here for DreamEaters right now. It doesn't even look like they have some sort of set plan on how they want to try to approach this. It's been pretty much the storyline here for our map train here. For the majority of the time, DreamEaters have been trying to give their best shot and finding these opening kills, but as we can see, they're finding very little success, if actually any here. It's just Windigo now. Ships, he should be able to seal the deal. Let's look at his position. He's gonna be able to go down, walk down the stairs, see those 2 guys readying up to make a push down Ivy. And from that point onward, this should be around here. It should be around for Windigo. Poison though. Picks out the up, is get the kill on Krat, and yet Bubble actually falls. Where's Ships though? Ships is up there, and yet hasn't been able to be too much impactful. There we go, there's Ships with the kill, but of course with Ships getting that kill, his position has been compromised. Speedak will realize that the guy has to be somewhere here on the A side, but oddly enough, Speed does decide to continue on moving forward here. He does have the up, probably not the best gun in this one-on-one matchup. And the thing is though, Speedak, yeah, he's gonna have to make some noise. He's gonna have to try to plant the bomb. He's gonna stick it, and Chips knows where he's at. That will be an easy kill for him. And of course, guys, 16-9 is the score.